Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Night after night in the dark I'm alone, so find me a match of my own.
Oh my goodness. Hey Keisha, how are you?
Hey, Mary Payne, I'm great. How about you?
Well, I don't think you're great. We just had a conversation and we were talking about various ailments as we do as ladies of a certain age.
Yes,
And
we
uh,
do.
and so, we're doing fine. How about that?
Mary Payne,
We're
let's
doing
just be
fine.
honest. We struggling.
We're doing
We're
all right.
struggling. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'll just say this. If any of you guys have any advice about IBS, hit your girl up because I'm
Lots
on
of
that
people
journey now. That
Lots of people
journey.
do. Lots of people do. A lot of our listeners listen to Jeff Lewis live like I do, and they know that Jameson is on there and he talks about it a lot. And Jeff, of course, as he does, makes fun of him all the time. But he he does talk about it a lot and how he sort of handled it over the years and how he knows what to eat and everything. But I imagine it's like a learning process and it's probably not a fun one.
It's most definitely trial and error, and that is no fun. It's not cute. It's not sexy. It's not clean. It's none of those things at all. Like, I've almost probably run over a small child trying to race home from a restaurant, like, because I have a fear of public restrooms.
Oh,
So
you
it's
do.
like
Okay.
I gotta go home, and when I tell you, I get on the street, the seatbelt's off, the car door's already halfway open.
Hmm.
Yeah, fun times,
Mhm.
fun times.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, if you guys out there have any what's the word I'm looking for? Experience with
Yes,
IBS, you guys
yes,
DM Keisha. And while you're over there, make
yes.
sure you follow her on Instagram and me too at Pink Shade Pod. Slipped it right in.
Hey.
Slipped
Yes,
it
you
right
did. I
in.
like how you did. Smooth criminal. Look at you.
So that's right. That's right. If anybody wants to see my fabulous new wallpaper, which I'm so excited about, I posted a little bit on just like an 18-minute clip on Patreon and Supercast. So Amy and I did 90 Day Love in Paradise this weekend, and we started. As we were talking, she said something like, "I wish you guys could see Mary Payne's face. She's doing some real face acting." Because have you watched Love in Paradise with the new season?
No, I watched the first two episodes just to see how Valentine's hair had evolved.
Yeah, it's much better. Much better.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But no, and that was
Well,
it.
did you see the girl named April that's the doctor, but also has like a law degree, and then she's from Houston.
uh
Yeah, so she's a
sh-
doctor, and she also has a law
and
degree and a master's in
wow,
like public health or something. From Houston,
and she's
gorgeous,
single.
single, gorgeous. Comes from a family that's like like they really put a lot of pressure on them to
Yeah.
excel. So she found Valentine, not to be confused,
Mm-hmm.
with Valentine. She got
Mm-hmm.
Valentine in the DR. He was her personal trainer at her
Oh.
resort she went to. And anyway, she's turned out to be a real asshole. So we are,
Oh no, not the H Town girl. She got to represent for us.
no,
I'm
she
the
was,
only asshole out of H Town.
you're not an asshole. She's very demeaning to his family. Like, I'm not going to move here and live an impoverished lifestyle. I mean, what? She's horrible to his family.
Oh.
It's very embarrassing. So we were talking about that, and then they were telling her this meal they were going to make to like welcome her for a party the next day,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something, and then she was like plantains and it has sausage and whatever, and she starts going like, "Bleh," like pretending that she's going to vomit. She was like, "I'm vegan," like, "Bleh, it's gross. Your food is gross." Like she was horrible. So because
Oh
we
no.
were so fired up about April that I cut that clip out and put it over there on Pink Shade Prime, Patreon, and Supercast. And I literally look just like this, Keisha. I'm talking not a stitch of makeup, bedhead, clip hair, sleep bra showing, the whole thing. And Amy had
A sleep bra?
yeah,
What
sleep
is a
bra.
sleep bra? What?
Keisha, we've talked about sleep bras for a long time. I love a sleep bra.
Oh no, I got the girls got the breathe, they got the hangover to the side. I never know what they're in opposite directions when I wake up in the morning. I
No,
don't know if I could do that.
I'm never braless. Never. I'm sleep bra
Really?
95% of the time, real bra 5% of the time. Yeah. Only
So
only
wait a
real
minute.
bra. Only real bra in public. Sleep bra,
So what if Dave just wants to reach over and get a good feel?
he
And he's
can.
got a damn bra on.
It's a look, it's like this. It's like, it's like a t-shirt bra. You know what I mean? It's like a what do you call like a bralette,
See,
it's just
I can't
cotton.
wear those. I can't wear those. I've got like a size H H or
Yeah.
J. Yeah, those
Yeah.
won't work on me.
It's a D situation over here. And
Oh no.
it's great because I'm always contained.
Y'all,
It's not
Mary Payne just showed me her titties, is what
no,
y'all
I
don't know.
didn't. Stop it. No,
She
I
just showed
didn't.
me her titties. Yes, she
No,
did.
oh
It
my
was a nip
gosh.
slip out that bra. The
No,
things
no,
you
no, no,
don't
no.
see. But the wallpaper's badass.
I know. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I sat in here last night watching the finale of Yellow Jackets, and I put on a candle, and I sat
Mm.
with my wallpaper and my high Newton seltzer in a rose
Ew.
gold cup. Oh, I love a high Newton
Uh-huh.
seltzer.
Does
Only the
it,
black cherry flavor. Only the black
okay, how did the other girl, the girl from the show, do? That's what I feel when you say seltzer. I'm like, oh no, oh, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Ah, and
Yep.
I just love being in here. So this weekend I'm going to be clearing out all the stuff like you and I were saying. If people just put stuff in here because it's like the extra. I got a
Yes,
suitcase of Anna's unpacked from March. Everything is going out of here. This is my domain now. I'm the captain
I
now
love
of,
it.
of
I
this
love
G
it.
shed. Yeah,
Yeah,
you were saying
I
you have
like it.
an office you're trying to set up too, and that people keep putting
it
stuff in there too.
yeah, it's my sitting room, and yeah, and you know what? I got to be fair, Mary Payne. I lied a little bit.
Uh
I
oh.
said people just sit their shit in there. I am people
Oh,
because I go shopping and I just dump it all right in there, and it just thank God producer James cleared it out for me yesterday, and it looks a lot better, but I still got a lot of stuff to put up, including wallpaper.
I know. I can't wait. And you've
Cabinet.
got your sketches of housewives and whatnot. And you've got a piano in there. Yeah,
Yes, and it's a Gothic Victorian couch that's in
love
there in
that.
all black. Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Yeah,
So you're just
yeah.
going to lounge on that while you podcast? Yeah.
No, absolutely not. I look in the South, sometimes people tell you you'll have a couch, but you cannot sit on that couch.
Okay, right. Yes, right.
So no one's allowed, because see, people be jumping on my couch. People are disrespectful with my things because I'm like,
Of
oh,
course.
just do it. But no, I think there's going to be a no sitting on that couch rule. It's sensitive. It's
Yeah.
sensitive. Yeah.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
imagining you lounging on it and then doing the Libra Lounge to Keisha from a lounge position on your black Gothic couch.
No, Keisha has to sit in like a fold out chair to podcast the Libra Lounge because I move so much
Well, you see
that
me, I twist, 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 and I know that's distracting, but
no, I've
I
never
maybe
noticed.
it's my childhood ADHD that I think I can't quite totally sit still. Not
I never
totally.
noticed that you moved. I
I
guess I'm just
twist.
used to it.
Yeah, I twist the whole time. It's
Huh.
soothing. It's soothing to me.
You guys start posting that she twists too much in a chair. I'm going to tell y'all every time she twists in that chair.
She twists, she yawns, she talks about her
Mm-hmm.
wallpaper too much. Because that'll be the next thing. That'll be the next
That's
thing.
funny.
All right, let's get to our people over here. Match Me Abroad. This is episode 3, so it'd be matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match, find me a find. So this one's Find Me a Find. That's the title.
Okay.
We don't get the
Okay.
titles because we're special and we get the screener, so we don't get the title. So that's the title, and we're going to start with old Stanika using Nina, the matchmaker in Morocco.
We are
Now,
saying her name wrong.
why?
I went back. It's Stanika.
Now I wrote Stanika like Danica, but I'm saying
Mm-mm.
Stanika like Topeka?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Stanika.
I'm
That's why I have
changing it.
such a hard time saying it because I
Yes.
have a lisp. So that's the part. It's kind of hard for me, but it's Stanika.
Well, maybe Nina says Stanika, and that's why I wrote Stanika like
Mm-mm.
Danica.
She says Stanika too.
Nobody has said it correctly. I'm the only one saying it. I'm saying it
And,
incorrectly,
and,
and
and
I'm
we have
leading every.
let you do that.
And
Yes.
let me. Okay. Well,
And now you have an army of people behind you calling her the wrong
Stanika.
name. Yeah. It's
Shit.
Stanika. Yeah.
All right, Stanika. I've now written down Stanika like Topeka. Okay. That way. That's the only way I can remember it. And then you say Stankonia, and then I try not to say
Stankonia.
that. Yeah. All
We just
right,
gonna
guys.
call it Sta.
Listen, she's named after her dad. We get it.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Stanika is using
Yes.
Nina as a matchmaker in Morocco. So Stanika and Nina arrive for her date with Noureddine. So Noureddine
Mhm.
is 41. He looks super cute. He has on a blazer, he has on sunglasses, he's holding flowers.
He can get it if he wants to because he has all the swag that like it's just he's sexy. I like it. I like how he's dressed,
Me
his
too.
confidence.
Me
Yeah,
too.
I checked a lot of boxes for him.
I liked him too. He's age appropriate because she's
Yep.
32. So I like the whole thing.
Yep.
So he says, I'm a tour guide here, so I'm going to take you on a little walking tour. And she's like, all right. So we see her talking again, and she goes, he's dressed nice. He has flowers. He has swag. He's a gentleman.
Mhm.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says, she is beautiful with a nice shape, has a good spirit, and I really want to get to know her.
Yes.
Okay. I like it. Now you can imagine for Stanika, as a
Mhm.
woman who used to be larger, has had gastric
Mhm.
bypass, has changed her whole outlook on loving herself and everything. When she hears somebody say like she's beautiful with a nice shape, that is
Yes.
probably like means so much because
Yes,
she
it
had
is.
such body issues before, you know?
Yep. Yep.
I just love this whole thing. I love him.
Yeah.
So they go to some shop where they're showing them different kind of teas and she's drinking it and she says she likes it. And then the shop guy's trying to show her the tea and the saffron. She's not that interested in that. But
No, she wasn't.
they're saying this tea, like you feel it in your chest, it really helps with your sinuses. And she's like, well, this is great for me because I have bad sinuses. This is wonderful. She's very impressed. So now they keep walking. Now Nina is walking behind them, holding the
Holding the
flowers.
flowers.
Yeah. And he's saying the Moroccan people really like to sing and have fun. And she's like, that's great. I do too. Now, do you like to have fun? Are you funny? And he goes, oh yeah, I have a lot of jokes. So, I say all my friends have gray hair, but I've kept my black hair because I haven't been settled down. That joke doesn't land. And he goes, but yeah, yeah,
It
yeah, yeah, I
didn't.
do. I do. Other than
Yeah.
that one, I got a lot of jokes.
That was just a tester right there. Don't pay attention to that. I've got more coming. Just wait and see. Let's walk.
That one only lands with the family guys. It doesn't. Okay,
I
let's keep going.
guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're talking about their jobs, and she says she loves her job. She's a realtor. She has this photo booth company, and then they're both agreeing that you really have to love your job to be
Hmm.
successful. And then she says, "So go ahead and tell me now, why are you single?"
Yeah.
And that's a tough one.
It's a
That's a hard question to ask someone.
it is because you're looking at these people and they're like, okay, he's cute, he's got a career, he's got
Mm-hmm.
swag,
Mm-hmm.
but you always have to question, then is there something wrong with you? Because why
Yeah.
are you single? Yeah,
Or have you been like a playboy? Are you an
that's
asshole?
right. Yeah,
Yeah. Have you
yeah,
have you love them and leave them type? Like you got to wonder, you
yeah.
know. So he says, "Well, I just have a lot of things I really want to do with my life, and Moroccan girls are very traditional. They just want to settle down and make kids, and that's it, the end. And I really want like a wife to be my partner, someone who is also very ambitious." And
Hmm.
as they're talking, we see Nina, and she says, "I don't think they need me anymore. I'm going to take these flowers." So she
Yeah,
tells Stanika that she's leaving, and she tells Noureddine, he's like, "I will keep her in my eyes," or whatever he says.
I love that. In my
Also the
eyes, in my
also
eyes.
the camera crew.
Oh yeah, see, there you go, Mary Payne, bringing me back to the real reality because I'm like, is she gonna be okay? She's there
Mhm.
by herself, and then you have to run with the whole goddamn camera crew and a producer or two over there. So
Yeah,
she's good.
they're following her with the
She's good.
whole camera crew.
Yeah.
So Stanika says she likes him and this is a good match. And she says in her talking head, she says he is taking the lead and she's getting butterflies. She's never
Yeah.
felt that before. And his talking head, he
Oh.
says he's kind of nervous to be around her and he doesn't want her just to have a good time. He wants her to have a great time.
He's
So,
killing it in the talking heads because that's what I pay attention to the most. What are they saying when they're not directly in front of that person? And there's another check, 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 check. He's doing it.
he's great. But then again, I'm like,
I
is he just saying
know.
the right things because he's a player?
Yes.
It
Isn't
worries
that
me.
sad that we have to think about that? Like if a person's too good, you're like, hmm, you're a sociopath, I bet. You know?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I
But you
and we just have
wonder,
to wait and
like,
see.
how does Nina vet these people, right? When she sits down and she finds, maybe he's hired her for her services as well. Like, I'd like to meet
Hmm.
a Moroccan or American woman who's ambitious and doesn't just want to have kids. So maybe he's hired her as well, and she's in the database, like we've seen on all these matchmaking
Right.
shows. So maybe he is fully vetted, just like Stanika is fully vetted.
That's what I assumed that he was one of Nina's clients.
Hmm.
Because isn't
Yeah.
she aren't they matching up people within their whole database?
Yeah, but sometimes they have like somebody as the client, and then they have a database of people to match with that aren't like paying them for their services. They're just like yeah,
Oh. Okay,
yeah.
okay, got you.
I
Okay.
think of like Patty Stanger and the Millionaire Matchmaker, right? Her
Uh-huh.
client was the millionaire, but then she had like all these women or men that she could match with that were
Yeah.
interested in being matched but weren't the client. So they weren't getting her special attention. They just might get called up
Okay,
for
got you.
dates. Yeah.
And now she's more focused on Facetune more than anything. Have you seen her on
Patty Stanger's in her
Instagram?
60s, and she literally looks 14 in her photos. She
Yeah,
puts a
like
different face on her face. Yeah.
I'm like, look, someone needs to teach you how to do Facetune because you're overdoing it and you're not looking like yourself at all.
She said on Jeff Lewis' Eyes, she doesn't care. She likes it. She likes to do it. 'Cause he's like, every time he takes a picture with her, he's like, "Don't do that to me, whatever you've done to yourself. I don't wanna look like 17-year-old Jeff. I don't." They talk about
Okay,
that a
who
lot.
listens then?
Yeah, and
Well,
people
I
get
gotta respect that she's like, I don't care what people think. I like it. Okay, well, if you like it, I love it.
and you're aware that you're doing it? Alright.
Okay.
So now they're still walking, and he's showing her a square that's just like a outdoor food fair kind of a thing. And he says,
Mm-hmm.
"I'm going to show you this square with the most amazing Moroccan food. Now we're going to go over here. I have a friend that makes the best goat head, and I want to show you." And she's
Mm-mm.
like, "Goat head? What?" And he
Mm-mm.
goes, "Yeah, I want to show you." And she goes, "Okay. Oh, those goat got teeth. Oh no."
That is what horror films are made of, right there. That goat's head with those teeth.
Yes. Yeah, that lineup of all the
No.
heads. Yeah.
And I don't eat goat. I can't. Goats are so cute. I mean, I think we have designated animals for our food, and goat is not
Mhm.
on the list for me.
Yeah, yeah. And she goes, "Okay, I'll try it." Now I was like,
For you.
10 points for Stanika for just not being like April in the DR. Bleh, you know,
So
for her
I'm trying
just
to think
going,
what
"I'm
I
gonna
would
try
have
it."
said because I wouldn't try it for him because I can't. I won't do goat. They're just
I
so
don't think she's eating
cute.
goat head. I think she was eating some sort of goat meat and it was on a piece of bread. So she's like, "I can take a bite with this meat on this bread and I'm gonna get a lot of bread, you know." So she takes a
Okay.
bite. She says it's good. Tastes like pot roast.
Pot roast. She sure did. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
You think he's like,
That's
"What's
a
pot roast?" You probably
right?
didn't know what pot
Yeah.
roast is.
He
Yeah.
probably did it. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Good point.
So she tells him, they start talking about this process, and she says, I came from America to find a man. I mean,
Hmm.
that's what I'm doing here." And she goes, "I think that we do have a lot of things that align, but I haven't said to you anything I want in a man because I don't want someone to play build a bear, build a man,"
Yeah.
which I thought
Yeah.
was hilarious. But that's true. Like if you tell
That's
somebody,
right.
then they're going to
Yep.
start, just like if you tell Anna, "Oh yeah, the doctor said you have a sinus infection." Well, then she'll then all of a sudden get all the symptoms of that because she Googles it,
Okay.
and.
Look, what we're not gonna do today is talk about my friend Anna, because I don't know if you noticed, Anna and I do a lot of the same shit. And I don't have the excuse of being 20. But every time you tell me a story about Anna, I'm like, okay, but what's wrong with that? Because I do that too at age 43. So get off my girl. Get off my girl.
Ah, yeah, we're talking about this room, and I said Anna's got a suitcase in here from March that she hadn't unpacked, and I'm taking my room back, and I'm getting it, and Keisha's like, I mean, March isn't that long ago. I mean, why are you
I
talking about Anna
mean,
like that?
she got a few more months to go, and that suitcase is just fine where it is, because that's what I do as well. Until producer James gets pissed off and says, "I'm just gonna go do it, Keisha. I got it." I'm like,
I,
"Okay."
I would, I would. There's lots of cases where I would just do it myself, but she's like, no, leave me alone. All right, pot roast. All right. So she says, build a bear, build a man. And he says, well, this is me and this is how I am all the time. So she says, what qualities are you looking for in a woman? And he says, just to be decent and smart and successful and someone
Mhm.
that's going to love me for me. And she says, that's right. Love you for you. That's what I'm
Yep.
thinking. And she says, now, what's the one thing you won't tolerate? And before she gets it out of her mouth, he goes, cheating.
Which means he's been
So
cheated on.
he's been cheated on. Mhm.
Yeah, probably about 3 times. For him to say it
Mhm.
that quickly and like that, yeah, yeah, poor thing.
We figured it out.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they high five on that. And she tells him she's looking for someone who's really genuine in themselves and wants to have a good time and looking for more out of life, just doesn't want to be stationary.
yes.
And so it sounds like they do have a lot of things in common, you know? So she says, you show me a lot by sort of taking the lead, and then you took me to places
Hmm.
that I would like. And he says, well, I'm really enjoying this and I hope I'll be able to see you again. So in her talking head, she goes, now, normally right away, I can see red flags, but I don't see
Right.
any red flags with him. So I'm waiting for one to pop up.
No, we
So
don't see
then
any either. I
you
saw
don't
all
see,
greens, all green flags.
yeah.
Go, go, go.
So then he tells her, well, I'm leaving tomorrow because I have to tour some VIPs around Morocco, but will you wait for
Hmm.
me? And she says, she's only here for, what'd she say,
Oh,
3 weeks, I
3 weeks.
think?
Yeah.
She's like, okay, now I am going to have to explore other options. But yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. She tells him, she goes, you're high on my list. It's a list of one. You're high on my list.
When he said that, will you wait for me? I would have been like, yes, my panties dropping right now. You like him saying that was sexy. I just like that. It was dominant. You will wait for me. Like, yes, Noureddine. I ain't going out on no
What if
more
he would have
dates.
said, do you want to come with me to tour the VIPs around Morocco?
Up, panties dropping again.
Oh
You
no, oh
coming?
no.
Yes, Noureddine. Yes, I want to come with you. I mean, he just did it for me. He really,
Yeah,
really, really did. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
very cute. So he says, it's been very easy to get to know you and I've loved talking to you. Can I get your number so we can continue to
Ugh.
talk while I'm gone?
Get her,
And she's,
Noureddine. Get her. Get
mm,
her. That's how you get your woman right there.
and
Yes.
she's like, okay. So as she's walking off, and we know this rule in Morocco, you can't like hold hands or touch or hug in the street
Hmm.
or anything. So she goes, okay, text me, call me. So she gets in the
Hmm.
van and she's like, thank you so much. She's like, okay, great. So then she says, he might be a keeper. We had good chemistry, but I still have to continue this process. But the bar has been set very high.
I agree. Cause see, I would have got arrested that night because I would have been like, well, come in this van for a few minutes so I can give you a little kiss on the neck. Yeah, I would have gotten arrested immediately. Yep. I would not make it in Morocco. I get arrested on the first day. Like she can't follow any of the rules.
It would
Yes.
be good to be able to like just give him a little smell, like smell the
Yes.
person. Yeah,
I agree a
yeah.
100% because I bet he smells really good too.
You just to stand next to them to kind of get that feeling of what they smell like. It's yeah,
Yes, because that's important. Yes.
yeah. All right. Well, speaking of Morocco, now we're going to meet our new guy, and this is Mark. And Mark
Mm,
is also
mm,
going to use Nina in Morocco. Now, before we get into this, let's talk about Mark. Upon first glance,
mm.
I'm like, nerds, nerds, nerds. That's what I thought when I first saw him. But then,
Really?
yeah, just him talking before I knew what he did and stuff. But then it turns out he's a sportscaster. He's lived in 9 states. He's been to 41 countries. So I was like,
Mhm,
all right, he's interesting, right? He's a
mhm.
professional. He
Right,
travels with whatever team he's sportscasting for, I guess. He gets
right.
moves. So I was like, all right. But he is, as Nina later says, just a grown up frat boy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
most definitely is, and that's just not cute when you're 44.
Mm-mm.
No,
No.
no.
So
Girls don't like that.
no. So he
No.
says he's running out of time to find the perfect person. Of course, all his friends are, getting married, settled down, having babies. And he says, he's dated a lot. And his last relationship should have worked out, but he got spooked that she was using him financially. Now, how much money can
Now,
he have as a travel and sportscaster? Not to be
yeah,
rude.
I needed him to explain that one a bit more because he mentions that about having to support a woman
Uh-huh.
a
Later.
few times. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I need for him to explain that more because he sounds a little bit paranoid.
Paranoid, or like he saved every penny and he's one of those people that's like, okay, well, we went to dinner and you had a dessert and I didn't, so you owe $5 more.
No.
He sounds like that kind of person,
No.
maybe.
Mm-mm. I
Mhm,
need the type person, baby, get whatever you want
mhm.
and I'll figure it
I
out
don't
later.
I don't need
Yeah.
a, I hope you're not gonna get steak because that's the most expensive thing on the menu kind of person. No,
Cause he kind of came off like that, and
that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't like him at all. No, just
Mm-mm.
when that baby, he picked up that baby, and the way that baby looked at him, I was like, I don't
Oh,
like him either, baby. Nope. Mm-mm.
ooh, that baby was like, ah, no.
Yeah.
Immediately, like,
Please return me back from where you picked me up right now. Yeah, and babies can tell a lot.
They can. They can, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So he says he's always been attracted to Middle Eastern women, from all his
Hmm.
travels. So he's going to Morocco to meet with Nina.
Hmm.
So he arrives in Marrakesh and he gets a taxi that just happens to have GoPros in it. Wow. How'd
I
that
noticed that
happen?
too. I noticed that as well.
Now, come on.
Yeah,
Because he
they were.
walks out like, taxi, taxi. And the guy comes forward. He goes, yes, I would like this taxi. Look, it's already set up with the GoPros. How crazy.
Isn't that convenient? That's just, yeah, very convenient. Yeah.
Just come on now. So he tells the cab driver, who obviously works for production,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm here in Morocco looking for a wife. And the matchmaker told me that some women here want up to 8 kids. How many kids do you
That's
want? And the taxi driver's like, I think my wife would want like 8 or 9, but no. So in
that's
his
a lot
talking,
of kids.
so
That's
it's
a lot of
like,
kids.
do you want a woman like that? Or because you're going to have to support a woman like that if she's just sitting home popping out babies.
Yes, a lot of so why would you go to a place where you know the women like to have a lot of kids
Yeah.
and you know
And,
you
and
only want to
traditional.
have two? Yes. So is
Yeah.
it like you're going to try to mold her into, hold on. She looks the way that he wants her to look. Otherwise,
Okay.
he wants to just mold her into what he wants. I
Yeah,
just don't like this guy at all.
I don't
I
either.
don't. Mm-mm.
I
No,
don't either.
nothing impresses me about him.
And a good question for him would be, "Why are you single?" That's a rude question, but
Yeah.
it fits for this guy.
Yes, it does.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. There's
Because like I
something
said,
about him, and I don't
looks
know.
like cute, in shape,
Yeah.
tall, has a
Yep.
good job, but then when he starts opening his mouth, you're like, "Oh, here's why.
He's a
Because you're a
dick.
misogynistic pig."
Yes,
Yeah.
he is. That's exactly what he is. I'm like, this guy's a little bit of a dick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so he
Good luck,
says,
Nina.
good luck, Nina. Oh God.
Yeah.
He in his talking head, he goes, I know Moroccan women are family based and wholesome. He means virgin.
Hmm.
And the one adventure I haven't had is being a dad and having a family. So now we get Nina, and she says, Moroccan women will find some things attractive about Mark, which is he is tall and successful and ready to settle down and have a family. But I fear he's a frat boy in a 44-year-old body, and he's going to have to be vulnerable and go deeper so I can help him. And
Yeah.
she reminds us that she's from New Jersey, so she knows about Mark.
Yes. Yes, she
She didn't
does.
just
I
fall
love
off the turnip
Nina.
truck. I love her too. I
Yeah.
love her too.
And she's so pretty. Oh,
So
I
pretty.
could just
And
look at her all day.
she's so sort of welcoming and inclusive and non-judgmental,
Yes,
and yeah.
she is. Yeah.
And she
I
sort
want
of
to know how
sits,
old she is.
oh my God, she could either be 25 or 55. You can't tell.
She You
Do you know
said
what I mean?
25, 35 or
Because
55.
she's so flawless. You could say she's
Yeah,
55 and you'd be like, yeah. Or you could say she's
yeah.
30 and you'd be like, yeah.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I love her brows. Nina
She's
with the good
really,
brows.
really taking good care of her
Yeah.
skin.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark goes to the hotel and he meets as he's walking in. Now we've already seen this with Stanika's hotel. It's called a whatever it's called. I've already forgotten the name, but it's covered in the walls, right? So you go in
Yeah.
this door and then it's all covered inside. And he goes to the hotel and meets Fatima, the concierge. And so he says, "Yeah, I'm here to meet with the matchmaker." And she goes, "Now, do you know the rules of our country?" And he goes, "Say what?" And she says, "It is forbidden for you to have a female friend, and you can't have a female in the hotel with you if
Mm-hmm.
you're not married in your room." And he says, "What?" And she says, "No intimacy in public, not even holding hands." And he's like, "Huh." So he kind of makes a joke, like obviously he won't be bringing like a booty call back to the hotel. And she
Yeah.
says, "It's against the law." He's like, "Huh." So he says, "I worry about connecting with someone if I have no way of knowing if we have any physical chemistry. So I'm kind of hoping Nina is going to help me find a path to success with all these rules." So this is something
Uh,
you could have done a quick Goog on and found out.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And my thing is that you can meet a person and have full on physical attraction to them without
Yeah.
sleeping with them. If the connection's all there, if you guys get into bed together, you're going to make it work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to go for a test drive in the bed. He's
Yeah.
just a douche.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's problematic. But
yeah.
and on the other hand, I will say, playing devil's advocate here, there could be the hottest guy in the world, and you could be like, "Oh my god, that guy is so hot," and then maybe you do get some action with him, and you'll be like, "Okay, no, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's not as cute as I thought." Yeah.
And then that's when you do lessons. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Well,
okay.
let's try
Okay.
this. Let's try that. I
Okay.
mean, I'm such a hot ass myself. I have never had that problem with anyone.
No, of
I'm
course not.
just saying. No, no,
Hmm.
no, 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 no. They see this ass and they're like, oh, God is Keisha. God is, what
They
do you want
see
me to
those
do?
non-sports bra boobs flying in the wind.
Helga and Olga. Those are my girls right there. Helga. They've been Helga and Olga since high school.
Did you watch the Leanne Morgan Netflix comedy special?
No, but I have seen you've talked about it, and I've seen people on social media talking about it.
Keisha, you would love it. You would be dying laughing. It's so funny. And she talks all the time about her husband just like reaching over and putting like one hand on the boob.
Yeah,
And she's
I
like,
live that life.
yeah, yeah. And she's just
It's
like,
so annoying. I'm just like, okay, 3 seconds, that's enough. Like,
Like, I'm
just
trying to
move
make a
your hand.
sandwich. Move,
Well, the
move.
baby last night, my niece was playing full on drum sets with my boobs last night.
Keisha, you need to draw some boundaries about your boobs. This is upsetting.
They're all obsessed with my boobs. I don't know what it is. The baby was like full on, had a drum set. She was acting like she was Sheila E. on the drums. Then she starts pinching it. Like she's having a full blown conversation with me, but playing with my boobs. Yeah.
This is upsetting. This is upsetting. I
I
think you
get
need to find
sexually
yourself.
harassed in my own house. It's like, well, I'm like, just the lack of respect. I mean, she's looking at me in the eye. We're talking. She's squeezing, she's playing, she's flop, just everything.
You
I'm
need to
like,
say, "This is my private area. This is my private area that you need to keep your hands to yourself." She's going to go up to a teacher in school and start playing bongos on their boobs. She's like, "Keisha lets me do it."
I don't think she's met anyone with boobs as big as mine. That's just the fascination. She's been fascinated with them since she was a baby. I mean, I would cuddle her up and then she snuggle up to her boobs because her mom has little boobs. So she was like, Keisha, she snuggles up to you because her mom, I don't have nothing. Yeah, she
Mm,
just loves them. Yeah,
so funny.
my dirty
Okay.
pillows. Yeah,
Stop.
dirty pillows.
Stop. All right, let's go. Let's go to Natalie, who's in Colombia using Juan as her matchmaker. So
Oh, poor Nathaly.
poor Natalie, she's so cute.
Yeah,
So
she is.
she arrives in Colombia and she says she's trying to delete the voice of her mom in her head. She's trying to just erase it as she gets there. And she's walking around the airport. Habla inglés? Habla inglés? Can I exchange my money here? Habla
Yeah,
inglés? And
that would be
nobody
me.
does. And she's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
I took 3 years of Spanish in high school. I thought it'd come back to me, but it hasn't. No,
Mm-mm, don't work like that all the time, Nina. I mean,
nope.
I'm sorry, Natalie. No, no, no,
I took 2 years in high school, 3 years in college. Can't speak a lick."
no.
So she finds her driver, Juan Pablo, who's Juan's associate, who we've seen
Mhm.
before. And so she's telling him, I'm here with the matchmaker to meet a man. I was like, did you not understand that Juan Pablo works for Juan?
He knows
She,
all he knows
yeah,
he knows
yeah.
about it. Yeah, you don't have to explain it to him with your one word of English, one word of Spanish talk.
Yes. Well, but she was like, bonita, smart.
Smart,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So the next day, she meets with Juan. And in the talking head, he says, I can already tell she's in her own head about her
Mhm.
family and her image with her family, and she needs to learn to make her own decisions. So, yes, I
Yes.
am about a better matchmaker for her than her mother.
Yeah.
So he says, you need to get out of your comfort zone. And if you're in Colombia, you're going to need to know how to salsa. It's a huge part of our culture. So we're going to a salsa class. And she's like, what? So
And
they
her
go in.
self-confidence took a total nosedive as soon as like,
Yeah. And she looks so
she was
cute.
acting like a 12-year-old girl, like, kept covering up her mouth and covering up her face and playing with her hair.
He
I
was
was
like, "Do
like,
you wanna change
"Nathaly."
shoes?" Because she's in shoes, and she's like, "No, it's fine." And they're having him start, like, doing those neck
Yeah.
rolls, to get warmed up, and she's like, "Oh, okay, I don't wanna roll my shoulders."
All
And
the
she says
sexiness that she had just went out the window as soon as she
and she looks so
got in that
cute. She had
salsa.
on, like, her little heels and her
She
shorts. She
did.
looks so cute. So she says she has a fear of being sexy because in her culture, you're not supposed to be sexy. You're only supposed to be charming and nice, like a good girl, not sexy, right?
But then we go back to when we first met her and she's in a booty popping club. She's got the long fingernails. I
Every
don't
picture she's doing
get
like
it.
sexy poses and stuff, just like girls on Instagram, like whatever. But it's weird
Yeah.
that she's okay for if it's like fake sexy, but maybe not real
That's
sexy.
you took the
Yeah.
words right out of my mouth. It was fake sexiness. Yes,
Yeah.
most definitely. Yeah.
So they do some awkward salsa dancing, and he tells her, okay, I've got some ideas for you for matches. She's like, okay. And the poor girl is in a full drenching sweat. She was not in salsa dancing clothes. She was in an outfit with heels. She's got all that hair. She's like lifting it up. She's like, oh my God, I have to go right now. I'm sweating.
But
I'm like,
it looked hot in there because they
yeah,
had fans. Like, I'm like, I felt her at that moment because I'm a sweater.
me
And I
too.
would have been like, girl, I feel you on that because it does appear to be a little bit hot in there. And
Yeah, I
all
didn't.
those
I was like,
bodies. And
that was a trick. That was a trick, Juan.
yes,
You
it
should have
was.
told me. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, now let's go on to Susan. Okay, Susan
uh,
with Juan. So she and Calliope go and meet with Juan, and she
mm,
says, "My date with Miguel was sub-zero bad. And 10 years ago, I would have dated a guy like that. He's chauvinistic and arrogant." So again, we say we must have not seen something because we did think he was just nervous and talking too much. But listen, this is
I'm still going with that one. I'm still because if he were that bad, they would have
yeah.
shown it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're trying to show that she's too picky, but like
She is.
she is, yeah.
Yeah, she's
So
too picky.
she tells Juan, Miguel was self focused. He never asked me one question about myself, which isn't totally true, but she was like, he didn't let me speak, which was true.
That was true.
And Juan says, well, I'm looking here at my notes, and he says he thought you were a pure delight and would like another date. And she's like, no. And I can tell you every reason why he's single. Okay.
What did I say last week? I think he needed a second date.
I do too.
I would have given him a second date, but
Hmm.
she was almost like a little troll in this episode. She was ready to she was just ready to pounce, pounce, pounce. I'm like, simmer down here. You're still looking for love and you need this man. Like,
Yeah.
simmer down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that her thought is like, you can't teach somebody a new personality. You could change their clothes or you know what I mean? But you can't teach them to not be self centered. Like they have to get some therapy to figure out how to connect with other people if that's his problem.
I'm still gonna stick with he was nervous.
Okay.
He was
Well, me
nervous.
too.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to shove Miguel out the window. Maybe,
Me
maybe, maybe he'll
neither.
come back around.
Yeah.
So let's see. Okay. So Juan says, Susan thinks that she's more open minded than she is.
Mm-hmm.
And with difficult clients, I always have a lot of patience. And what I do is I give them dates that meet everything on their list first. And
Mm-hmm.
then I give them dates with much less of their must haves, but it will be a better match.
I like that he does that. He's showing them that for one, At a certain age, we don't need to have a long list. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
And so some of their lists are very superficial too. If you
Mhm.
notice, she's like, "Does he have hair? Does he have hair?" Look, the love of your life can be completely freaking bald, no eyebrows, no eyelashes, but
Mhm.
he's a great guy. But they're still stuck on a lot of the physical aspects. Same with Harold.
This
Like,
is
how does he look?
exactly what Seema Auntie says on India Matchmaking. You will not marry the height. You are not
That's
marrying
right.
the hair. She will
That's
say, you
right.
will never get 100%. You will get 60 to 70%. And all these
Yeah.
people are always like, why don't I deserve 100%? And Seema's like,
Ah,
no one is going to get 100%. Do you want a person that, if you like Pilates, they like Pilates. You like poetry, they like poetry. You like to hang glide, they like to hang glide. That's not fun. You don't want somebody that wants to do every
exactly.
single thing that you like exactly. That's
You're
annoying.
not you're not challenged. You're not getting any new experiences or anything like that. When now I don't want I cannot date me.
No.
I would have choked myself by now. I cannot date me at all. No.
Yeah. I don't know.
Mm-mm.
I'm pretty great. I think that I would date me.
You would say that, wouldn't you, Mary Payne? You would most definitely say that about yourself. And I'm over
Pe-
here like, I don't think I could stand myself on one date. No.
People in this house like to argue all the time. Everybody.
Yeah. Same
People
here.
like people in this house like to get angry and slam doors and over the
Mm.
dumbest shit. And
Well,
I'm
okay, it's not
I'm not
everybody
like
in my
that.
house. I'm like that.
Yeah,
I
and
slam a
I'm not.
door every day.
Mm-mm. So does one of my children. My husband doesn't slam doors. I'm not saying him,
I
but
know you're not trying to talk about Anna again. I know that's not the child that slams the door that you're talking about. And
she's not a door slammer near as much as
okay.
John is. John has almost knocked the door off its
Really?
hinges. Yeah, he does. Oh yeah. Oh
No.
yeah. He scared the shit out of the dogs. Like he loves a door slam. Yeah.
Girl, he was just trying to go get his shower in real quick because we know how
Mm-mm.
John is about his showers.
I'm surprised he's not in the shower right now on the other side of this wall making noise, bothering me in my she shed.
That's so funny.
All right. So he says that this is what he's going to do. And this is what Seema Auntie does as well. And this is what
Mm,
Aliza on Jewish Matchmaking says as well. I'm going to give you everything you want so that you can see that's not all, the grass is not always greener, right?
mm-hmm.
So Juan says, here's what Miguel had that you asked for. He was stable. He liked
Yep.
to travel. He had hair.
Yep.
These are the things you asked for.
Mm-hmm.
Successful. And she goes, okay, he had all that, but he was not interested in getting to know me. And he was like, mm-hmm. So next, I'm going to set you up with Carlos. And she goes, okay, great. I'm ready. Let's meet Carlos. And he says, he's going to be different so we can compare what you like.
Mm-hmm.
He is very handsome. Does he have hair? Yes, he has
Yep.
hair.
Her to the hair. Jeebus.
Now, he's not as wealthy, but
Mm-hmm.
he likes to travel. He's a musician. He likes to learn a lot of things and he's
Mm-hmm.
younger. And she goes, what do you mean he's a musician? Like with the traveling band? Like, what do you mean? So she immediately has questions about that. And he goes,
Yep.
you didn't like stable and successful. So now I'm going to give you a traveling musician. Okay.
Well, I kind of,
Yeah.
I gotta say, I feel her a little bit on the musician part because the
Yeah.
scholar comes home and tells us she's dating a rapper. Don't even bring him home.
Right.
That to me, that says no job.
Yeah. Second guitar player in a Tom Sandoval and the Most Extras cover band is a no.
Yes, no, do not even bring him home. That's a
Yeah.
waste of everyone's time. No.
But he's the lead singer in the Def Leppard cover band. No. Okay.
You said
So,
cover band correctly? No,
yeah.
no, we don't do
Def
cover
Leppard
bands. No,
cover band. Yeah.
no, no, not doing it.
So he looks at her and he says, open mind.
Yeah.
And she goes, okay, Calliope, let's go. So she hops
Yeah,
up
she
with
was
her dog.
pissed.
Yeah.
She was pissed.
Yeah.
She was
She's like,
pissed at
fine.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she and Calliope pitter patter off. And he says, the car is waiting. So she leaves. Okay. Now we're going to Harold. We have to end with Harold. So
Oh, Harold. Oh.
Harold says,
Ugh.
I'm so happy to be in Prague. Everywhere I look, I see happy couples. And Katerina tells it it's not the usual in Prague, but she has worked with other autistic clients, and she will do the same for Harold as she would do with any client. Just like Juan, she's going to give them
Mhm.
exactly what they want, and then she will give them what is the right match for them, what they need and what they deserve.
Because he's
So,
fixated on that blonde hair and blue eyes and
and
tall.
I and you have more experience with a autistic child in
Yeah.
your house,
Uh-huh.
and if
Hmm.
that is it this thing like you see with Rain Man, not to stereotype, but if they're fixated on something, they're fixated on something.
And you
That's it.
cannot tell them anything differently. That's how it has to be. If it's not that, everything's wrong.
So he wants tall, blonde, and athletic. So is he going to
Yeah.
be able to veer from that? Is he going to be able to veer from that? I don't know.
Yeah, after he goes on 20 dates with a tall blonde with blue eyes who doesn't want him, I think he's gonna have to switch gears a little bit. But he
Yeah.
seems like he would be able to do that, to switch gears. But it's gonna take some work to get him to do that. Because
Hmm.
he's convinced that his wife is blonde hair, blue eyes, and it's straight up tunnel vision.
Well, I will tell you that on Jewish matchmaking, there's a guy named Ori
Uh-huh.
who you like everyone that watches the show would hate.
Oh.
He is such a dick. He's like, sure, she was beautiful. I only date beautiful women. I mean, big deal. But
Oh.
would I like her more if she was blonde and blue-eyed and had bigger? Yeah, I would. Like,
Oh, that's rude.
awful. He's so awful. He's like so focused on the woman being Ashkenazi Jewish, which means blonde and blue eyed, and not Sephardic, which means looks more Middle Eastern. And she's like, you want a girl that speaks Hebrew. You want
Mhm.
someone who's from Israel, but you want them to be Ashkenazi. So they have to be blonde and blue. And then he's like, yeah. She's like, you're real fixated on that. He's like, this is just what I want. And he's just so rude about these gorgeous other women. Like she's showing him pictures. And he was like, nah. And then shows the woman with like
Really?
the biggest boobs. He's like, yeah, oh yeah, she's hot. Yeah. It's like, what
It's
is
to
wrong?
me that's so weird because I don't have a type. I've never had a type.
I can tell you, yeah, I don't really necessarily have a type. I dated guys that are blonde, brown hair. I dated guys that are like super pale like me. I've dated guys that are like super tan. I've dated guys that are hippie dirty looking. I've dated guys that are like nerdy looking. My husband looks
Yeah.
like Clark Kent, you know?
Yes, I've
Yeah.
never had a type. I mean, I've dated guys that are my height. I've dated guys that are tall,
Same.
you know,
Tall, and
different
not,
races
yeah,
and different backgrounds. Just I don't have a type. I mean, if you're funny
yeah.
that and sarcastic, I mean, that's a big thing with me. But I just don't, I've never had a type. If someone told me to sit down and write my type, I don't know what it is.
It's interesting, right? Because I have always been very strangely attracted to Seth Meyers. And
Really?
yeah, and I think it's because he's so freaking funny.
It's something about if you can make me laugh, that is a win-win right there
And
because
Like John Stewart, like very attracted to John Stewart.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the things that I mean, even if they're physically or not what you would just like stop and turn your head to go look at,
Hmm.
but the looks are going to go anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But that
Yeah.
funny and that personality, oh, and cash, a very high cash flow. You've got me.
Keisha. Also, rich counts for more than funny. Scratch that funny part. Just rich.
Yeah. We
Ugh.
can make I could teach you how to be funny. I
No, you
mean, come
can't.
on.
No, you can't.
I
No,
can
you
be funny
can't.
enough for the both of us. I've got it covered. You just keep that cash flow.
That's a lot
Yeah.
of work. That's a lot of work. All right. So Harold goes and meets with Katerina, and he says, when he was younger, he had a hard time because he couldn't connect with people and he would try to have
Mhm.
conversations, but he was always trying to have intellectual type conversations and he didn't know how to talk to people. He didn't know how to make small talk and banter. And now he has learned these and he's really worked on himself. He really
Yes, he
has.
has. Yeah.
And she's like, you need to be very proud that you've done so much work and you've achieved all
Mhm.
these things. And I just say, number one, Harold, be yourself, but you need to be an active listener. Women like men who give them attention. So you have to really listen to what the person is saying and ask questions. And he does say, honestly, that's hard for him. That's hard for
That's
him.
hard for any autistic person because they're thinking about what they want to think about and what they want to
Hmm.
talk about. And they show when you're talking to someone who has autism, they don't show very much interest
Uh huh.
in you, but you can always tell when a kid's parent has told them just exactly what she said. You have to show interest. Like it's
Hmm.
like they have to remind themselves, like, okay, I've talked about myself for an hour and a half. Oh, how are you? because
Right.
they've been told that they have to do that.
Yeah. So it is.
Yeah.
I think he should be commended for working on himself and coming on the show and everything. All that's got to be real hard. So
Traveling out the damn country by himself. I can't
I
even do
know.
that. Like,
God,
no, no,
no,
no, no,
no.
no,
So
no.
she says, I've set up your first date with a woman named Tereza. It's a paddle boat ride. He goes, well, that sounds really fun. And she says, she's 26. She's very sexy. You're going to like her looks. Her personality is peaceful. And you're looking for the same things in life. She has only dated players and cheaters, and she's looking for a change. She wants to date a different kind of man. Katerina says, it might be the right match and it might not. So just take it easy and be calm. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you aren't going to go, Tereza, from dating players and cheaters and then go so far opposite. She's probably going to be like, okay, I said I didn't want to date a player or a cheater, but I don't want to date Harold. Like, give me something a little more towards myself. I go back to the players and the cheaters, but she was nice enough, right?
Yeah, yeah. Tereza,
Mm-hmm.
when we saw her, what did you think when we saw her?
Well, what do you think I thought? It's very.
This is what I
Okay.
thought.
Go ahead.
She did not have room to say anything negative about Harold because she had Wee TV teeth on a TLC show.
She
No.
sure did. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like,
Nailed it.
whoa. No,
Nailed it.
this is Wee TV, Love After Lockup, Mama June, all those shows. Like, your teeth do not match this network at all. No. Nope.
Otherwise, she was cute. And
Mm,
I don't think Harold minded her
mm.
jacked up teeth.
No, because she had blonde hair and blue eyes, and
Right.
she was Czech. So
Mhm.
no, he thought that was his wife. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to hear what Katerina would tell Teresa in a one-on-one. Because, later she tells him about his clothes. So I wonder if she's, all right, Teresa, I sent you on a date, but now here's what you got to change. We're going to look into some Invisalign. We're
Yeah.
going to cut that hair about 2 inches,
You took the words right out of my mouth because those ends were dry and very much split. I'm like, did she realize? She must have knew she was going out on a date with Harold, so she didn't put much
No.
effort in
Aw.
there. Yeah, this was
Listen,
hard to watch.
it was hard to watch, and she has potential, so we'll
Yes,
give it to her. All right.
she does
So
have potential. I agree.
there's potential. Harold puts on his best Hawaiian shirt and striped suspenders for his date. And Katerina says, for his first date, I'm giving him what he wants, which is a tall blonde Barbie type. And Teresa has indicated she's looking for someone who's solid and soft-hearted and is willing to move to the United States. Well, no shit. So he goes to the paddle boats, and she's already in the paddle boat, which was kind of weird. And
Yes.
they set off. And so he's holding a package
Yes.
and his notebook. What was in that package? Was that a gift? I don't know. We didn't see what it
Well,
was.
at one point, he kind of half took it out of the plastic
Yeah.
bag, but maybe that they didn't capture that, whatever it was. It was probably fucking rocks. Okay.
I think maybe it was like chocolates or something. I mean, I think he was trying to do something sweet. But I think it threw him off because she was already in the paddle boat, so he's probably going to give it to her. So
Well, the paddle boat would have threw me off. I'm like, I am not going on a date where I have to do work. Nope.
me
Not
neither.
doing it. No, I don't know.
I've been stuck in the middle of a lake in one of those paddle boats before. If you don't know what you're doing, you can get stuck. Yeah.
No. That would
Yeah,
be
it's
me.
hard. That's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I was
Yeah.
like 12, but whatever. So so he tells her, I'm 41 and I'm young at heart, and I like to be athletic. I like to swim, and I like to draw, and I've drawn you a picture. Would you like to see it? She goes, okay.
Mhm.
So he's drawn her. He's actually pretty talented, right? He
Yeah.
shows her this rose that he's drawn. He tears it out of his notebook and he
Which is
gives it to
very
her.
sweet.
Very sweet. And she says, oh, thank you. This is very pretty. He's like, I didn't know if you liked roses, but I thought you would like it. Talking head Teresa says, first impression, no, I'm not attracted to him because he is not tall, and I like a bad boy who's rebellious, but I also want a nice guy who will cuddle. I don't know. We'll just try to understand each other and have fun.
Again, she needs to be on Wee TV. We have all those men over there on Wee TV, okay? You're the
Right.
wrong show. Yeah.
Yeah. You got
Yep.
Chance. He's a bad boy that likes to cuddle.
Yes,
So
he is.
he won't mind your teeth. So
No.
she says, do you have any pets? And he says, oh, I like dogs. And when we were growing up, we had a bird for a long time, but the bird died of a sinus infection. You would have thought the bird died from old age, but in fact, the bird died of a peanut allergy. And she goes, what? And she goes, oh, I have a phobia of birds. And he goes, oh, really? And then he says in his talking head, I'm trying to be an active listener, but she's not saying much. Well, she just said she had a bird phobia. So you should be like, oh, really? How come? What happened? Why do you have a bird
Can't,
phobia? I'm interested in that. No.
they're not programmed that way to no. Producer James actually said, I can't watch this. This is too close to home, which led to a conversation that I had with Jackson, my stepson, about dating after watching
Mm.
Harold's segment. Because they
Okay. All
usually are
right.
not interested in dating.
So he
Yeah.
says, well, I am hoping to find a relationship that will balance my physical and intellectual sides where we could be friends and then also be very sexual, I guess. She shoots him a look like, did you just say be
Yes.
very sexual?
With me? I hope you're not thinking about being sexual with me, because that's not going to happen. Trying
She
to turn
said,
his paddle boat around.
so then she says, so what's the most important thing for you? And I don't think she meant sexually. I think she meant like in a life partner. But
Yeah.
she says,
Mhm.
what's the most important thing for you? And he says, your pleasure. And she says, oh, well, I guess that's where we're different because the most important thing for me is also my pleasure first. And she laughs, and he didn't get the joke at all, of course.
No, he didn't. No,
And then she
no.
said, and then he says, so what are you looking for in a partner? And she says, and she starts to talk, and he goes, I'll just be blunt. Do you think I'm attractive?
Harold, no. I was screaming at the TV. It was like, no, Harold, why did you just ruined the whole day, Harold.
And
You just ruined the day for yourself.
she says, well, I don't know you, of course, but I don't like flowers on men, for example. And he goes, what? And he goes, oh, my shirt. Oh, my shirt. Okay. And then he goes, well, it's getting late. Should I take you back to land? And they get off, and he says, so I really enjoyed this, and I would like to take you out this evening if you would like, which I thought, why not? Shoot your shot, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
And,
I guess.
and she says, I don't know. I have to go home and deal with my dog. And then he says, well, can I get your phone number? And she says,
Mm,
and he says,
mm.
well, how about this? I'll give you my number and then you can call me if you want to. And she goes, no, if I want to find you, I'll find you somewhere. I have a good sense to find anyone in Prague. And he goes,
Yeah, but when you're from Prague, they teach you how to do that. Just be able to find
just
anyone. Yeah.
boop, 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 boop,
Hmm.
boop, radar, I can find
Yep.
him.
Yeah. Yep.
And he says, well, my name is on the drawing if you want to find me. This is really sad.
Oh, this is too much. I can't. I can't.
Sad.
I need to be in Harold's ear on the next date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but she did exactly what he wanted. She gave him exactly what he wanted, and this woman was an asshole.
Right. To
I
show
mean,
that this is not what you want.
this
Right.
is not what you want. No, he
And
could find
also,
a nice blonde autistic girl, like who's on the spectrum at the same level where he is, and they
but
would be great.
also, she gave Teresa what she wanted, somebody
That's
cuddly and
right.
soft-hearted. And
That's right.
turns out she doesn't want that.
She was a bad boy.
She wants a bad boy. So
Yeah.
in his talking head, he says, I thought we connected and I thought she was really beautiful. Talking head, Teresa
Mm,
says, I really felt no attraction. But he is a
yeah.
really nice guy, but we are too opposite, like very opposite, like really, really
Yeah.
opposite.
Y'all are. Yeah. Hmm.
So they start to walk and he goes, we're going this way. And she goes, nope, I'm going this way. She goes the exact opposite direction.
Yeah,
And we
she
see
goes,
him walk.
Even though my house is in the direction of where you're going, Harold, my car's parked over there by where you're going, Harold, but I am still going in the complete opposite direction as you. It was
No,
awful.
it was a no. So he says, well, I had a fun date and I was disappointed to not get her number, but I feel confident Katerina will find me someone. So
Oh, boy.
next time on, Nina meets with Mark. And she says, typically in a Moroccan household, the man is the provider. And he goes, well, I wasn't
Mhm.
expecting that. And Nina says, if you're going to do this, you're going to have to shift a lot of your perspectives. I'm going to I'm going to set you up with what he thinks he wants, a
Mm-hmm.
hot, beautiful 24-year-old that wants a family. And
Yep.
then he says, "Well, I'm not looking for someone that I have to totally provide for."
You're in he all he is focused on is how Moroccan women look. He has not researched anything Moroccan at all. He's not interested.
But he wants to do this, find this woman to marry and bring to the United States. They can't work for what, 3 months, 6 months, a year?
Yeah, 6 months. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what is he thinking?
He's not thinking at all. He's thinking with his wee wee.
It's
That's
that.
it.
In the words of Dr. Phil, how's that working for you? Okay,
Yeah.
so Nathaly goes on a date and she says, "Oh my God, my mom is in my head." And so she's sitting on the edge of the pool and the guy's like taking off his shirt, whole back tatted up. And the guy's taking his clothes off and jumps in the water. And she goes, "Oh my God, I thought we were just going to dip our feet in." And like he's getting totally naked, jumping in the pool. You get splashed.
I think she needs a little bit of therapy to get over her issues with her mom.
Totally. She needs therapy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't believe her mom allowed her to go on
I'm
this.
shocked as well.
Yeah.
Watch it. She's
She's
probably in the hotel next to Natalie's and we just don't know yet.
she's going to land when she gets back home. Her mom's going to be like, "Here's your husband. Hope that was fun."
Told you I'd
So
find you one.
Harold talks to Katerina about his date, and he tells her, "Well, I did flat out ask Tereza, 'Do you think I'm attractive?' And she goes, 'Harold, I got some terrible feedback about the date, okay?' And he's like, he looks at her and she goes, 'Harold, you're not an ugly guy, but the
Mm,
way you dress is terrible. And you need a
yes.
makeover, Harold.'" And I say,
Yes.
"Yay." And we
Yes,
later
he
see
does.
they're in a store and he walks out and she's like, "Whoa, Harold."
I can't wait to see it.
He says, "I don't think there's anything wrong with my clothes, but I guess I could be willing to change," which is great.
That's great.
It's
Good
great.
job, Harold. Yes.
So, Stanika, like Topeka,
Mhm.
okay, I keep having to say it. Got to change my mindset on this name now. Stanika goes on another date, and this guy also brings flowers. And she's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, wow." And then it looks like his whole family shows up to the date.
Yeah, that was fucking weird. I'm like, what is going on? Why is your mom there?
And then
No.
you see him, the guy, saying, "Mom, you have to leave." Like, "Mom, you have to leave." And her going, "What? She wants to meet me." And then they're like all outside having a family fight. And Sneaka
Yeah.
says, "This day's getting a little chaotic for me. Bring me back Noureddine. Where's
Yeah.
Noureddine? Is he back
Hey,
from Israel?"
I'm going on the tours with him. I found my man. This is him. Don't send me anybody else. Yeah.
"Don't send me this guy that's going to bring his mom on the date. Now what?"
That is crazy to me. What would
That was
make you
wild.
think that was okay?
Because it looked like he walked up alone. And the next thing you know, she's at a table with 6 people. "This is my
That
brother.
was
This is
some
my uncle. This is my mom." Yeah, weird.
that was some smothered level shit right there. Bringing the mom on the date. No, that's not
I
cute.
gotta tell y'all, if you're not, I mean, I guess if you listen to this 1 hour recap, you are obviously watching this show, but I love this show. Maybe it's just such a, it's a
It's a
breath of
breath of
fresh
fresh
air.
air. Yes, most
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
It's like
I agree.
new and different, but in the same vein of what we like, but not too trashy.
Yeah. Yes, most definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
I like all of the people except for what's the new
M-
guy's name?
Mark.
I mean, there's got to be one asshole in the bunch, so he has taken that role. Quite seriously, he has taken that role. It's like I'm
Mark,
gonna
we
do
need
it.
to know. We need to know who hurt you, Mark. What happened to you to make you this
Yeah,
way?
yeah, I
That
agree.
woman that you came close with probably was not trying to steal your money. She was probably like, "We're about to get married. We're gonna have to blend our finances." And then he panicked.
That's yeah, yeah. Because he's got real major issues about supporting a woman.
But he's going to a country there where he wants to bring someone back who won't be able to work. So he's going to go over
Yeah.
there and find a professional accountant and bring her
Uh-huh.
back over here. And
Mm.
then,
She
but he
can't
wants
work
to
for
have,
6 months.
but he wants to have kids.
Yeah.
But he then wants the wife to work full time, and then he's got to
Yeah.
pay for a nanny. He hadn't thought this through.
He doesn't think.
Mm-mm.
That's the problem. He doesn't think. No.
Mark, we hate you, and we also hate Ori on Jewish matchmaking. So there's another girl on Jewish matchmaking that you would love. Her name is Danny, and she's real obsessed
Mm.
with her eyebrows. She has a whole Instagram
Oh.
account dedicated to her eyebrows in different places.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
Eyebrows are important.
she's great. And she's like, "I'm just looking for a guy, needs to be Jewish, needs to be this, whatever, but also
Mhm.
has to have good brows. She goes, I want us to walk down the street and people be like, that's it. Look at that couple. They have perfect brows. They're perfectly matched. Well, so when she goes out with the guy, she's like, all right, like his eyes, good brows, good brows. She meets a guy that admits that he threads his brows. And she's like, well, I
Okay.
mean, that's it. This is my love. I need to look no further.
Yes.
Look no
And then you
further.
want to have babies with good eyebrows.
Hmm.
Like that, when Skylar was born, everyone said she's got Brooke Shields eyebrows. And my aunt was like, don't
Wow.
ever let her, like, it has been a major thing, me protecting her eyebrows all her life.
What does she do with them now to keep them looking
She
good?
gets them threaded, but she's got great, and I have no eyebrows. I get microblading. She has had great eyebrows. Like people stop us, even as a kid, asking about her brows. She has
So
great
she
brows.
threads. She
She
threads.
threads, yeah. And one time she was having high anxiety and she picked the ends of her
Mhm.
brows. I almost had to be committed. I'm like, I have worked hard for those brows. Why
'Cause you
would you
don't know
do
if it's gonna
that?
grow back exactly the
That's what
same.
I told her. But she's got
Yeah.
them back together and they're gorgeous. I envy her
Also,
eyebrows all the time.
let's say happy birthday to Skylar. It is your baby's 21st birthday.
Yes, I
Wow.
cried yesterday. I can't. Me
Did
and
you?
James were at a restaurant eating, and I cry every year before her birthday. But I actually cried in public this time.
And then
Yeah,
you ran home to the bathroom. Mhm.
girl,
It
like
was a
Speedy
day. It was a
Gonzalez.
day.
It
It was a
was. I was
day for
like,
Keisha.
I said, James, we gotta go. We gotta go right now. Ran through a red light to get home. Yeah.
Keisha, I'm gonna tell you something just like Katerina has told Harold. There is something you're gonna have to get over, and that is public pooping.
I, Mary Payne. Oh, Mary Payne. I can't.
Can you find a family, like when you go pick restaurants that only have like a one, like a one hitter, like a one stall situation,
I
like a not a
know.
big communal bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Look, I'm like the girl that Harold when I would. I have phobia. I have
Hmm.
phobia because she
Hmm.
called it a phobia instead of phobia. It is. I have a phobia about public restrooms. I have almost let my bladder burst because I just
You
can't
can't even
do it.
pee in a public restroom.
I don't even want to go in a public restroom.
Okay, what do you do? Like you were just in Vegas. Let's break this down.
Okay.
What do you? So you fly to Vegas. So can you pee on the plane? Can you pee in the airport?
So the IBS was kind of getting
It was
me,
a
so I
it was a
had
new
to
thing. It was a new
go.
thing at that time. Yes.
Yeah, I had to go in the restroom at the airport, which is very nice
Okay.
and very clean because I was refusing to use the restroom on the plane. I'm like, I'm not doing it. I Everyone's gonna have to deal with the stench because I can't not do it. But I never used a public restroom the whole time that we were in Vegas, no matter where we went,
Everywhere you had to go back to the hotel every time you went to the bathroom,
or just hold it. Like,
or for even for pee pee.
yeah, no,
Keisha, all
no,
right. So
no.
we need to therapize Keisha
Hmm.
about this because
And
now that
James
you
will
have,
go anywhere, anywhere.
I
He
will
has
go
no shame.
anywhere. I
No.
have no shame. I'll go anywhere. Now, if it's like
Mm-mm.
super, like if it's like a gas station situation, I will.
Oh no,
I'll
that's
have a
where the
real
phobia
problem with
came
it.
from. That's
Yeah,
where the phobia came from. Was one time
yeah,
at a gas station
yeah.
and
I mean,
never. Mm-mm,
I won't be
mm-mm.
happy about it. But if I have to
Um,
go, I have to go.
well, we have a place called Bucky's here in Texas.
Oh, I know about Bucky's. Yeah.
They have the best restrooms. I can
Okay.
do a Bucky's restroom if I really, 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 really have to.
Well,
But
lucky
otherwise,
for
I'm
you,
gonna
they're
hold it.
everywhere. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, yeah. Yep.
Y'all, help Keisha out. Help Keisha
On this
out.
journey,
Help her on her
yes,
journey.
yes,
You guys, if you
yes.
are on our Facebook group, our regular Pink Shade Facebook group, and then also we have one that's just for bunkies if you're Pink Shade Prime, Supercast, or Patreon. Keisha is in both of those groups, but when you're tagging her, you got to tag Libra Lounge at Keisha. That's how you tag her. Because sometimes people are trying to tag you and it won't pop up. And I'm like, no, it's not her personal one. You got to tag Libra Lounge if you want to reach out to Keisha to talk about IBS or her bathroom phobia.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Give me all the advice. I'm not afraid of a shit story. It doesn't bother
Oh,
me at
okay.
all.
All right. All right. I
Oh
don't.
God,
All
I
right.
forgot. I can't even say fart in front of you. My bad. I
I don't
forgot.
like to talk
Forgot.
about.
Poop.
We could talk about bathroom, but I don't want to talk it. I don't want to get specific about what
Because you have
happens.
a phobia about it.
No, I don't. I just don't. I just don't think it's proper.
Really?
Hmm.
And you sitting here talking to me. Huh.
Well, You're your special case. It's because I love you
Oh,
and I want to help you with your IBS.
thank you. I need all the help that I can get. Please, please, please,
Oh
please.
God, y'all! Please follow us on Instagram at Pink Shade Pod, and please follow Keisha over at the Libra Lounge with Keisha, and you
Mhm.
can find her podcast wherever you find podcasts. And
Yes.
let's see what else we've got this week. We've got 90 Day The Other Way Reunion Part 2, Part D.
Mhm.
And then we're going to have the new season of Before the 90 Days. I'm covering that with Kimberly. I'm covering Bravo Breakdown this week is going to be with, I'm not sure. That's TBD. And
Mm.
I do have coming on in a couple of weeks. I have Julie and Brandy coming on again to talk about Bravo. Because of the scandal, I'm really having to really think long and hard about my guest host because
Right.
I gotta put it out timely. Scandival has really messed up my Bravo recording schedule, but it'll be there for you guys. And then over on Pink Shade Prime, we are covering 90 Day Love in Paradise. Soon in the middle of June, we're going to add Temptation Island. You're not gonna tempt me. And Jewish matchmaking, just finished Indian matchmaking. That's supercast only, but never fear if you're on Patreon. I will be putting those episodes on Patreon just later in the summer. I just wanted it to be a special thing for those who had made the move over to Supercast, which we're encouraging because we find Supercast to be a superior product. And that's my spiel. And Keisha, happy birthday to your baby girl.
Thank
And
you. Thank you.
everybody reach out to Keisha with her IBS suggestions
Yes, immediately. I need help.
immediately because
Yeah, I'm
it's
struggling.
okay. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
Matchmaker, matchmaker, make me a match. Find me a find, catch me a catch. Matchmaker, matchmaker, look through your book and make me a perfect match.